Hi, and welcome along to Transfer Daily, the show that takes a look at players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to the Arsenal. And of course, we start off with the big one. It's checkmate. It's done. Petr Cech has signed for Arsenal. Yes, it took quite a long time to get over the line, but what an amazing signing this is. I mean, as I've said before, this could be a game-changing signing. We haven't had a keeper of this caliber since Jens Lehmann and since David Seaman, and you could argue that he's a keeper that's better than those two. You know, he's won loads of things, his experience, just everything about the guy. He is just a top-class, world-class goalkeeper, and he is now an Arsenal player. And you look at that back line now, and it's starting to look solid. It's starting to look like there's a spine to the team, and I think that this is an absolutely amazing signing. Nobody could have predicted this signing, say, last year, and it's just been brilliant. And, you know, I was reading what he said, and he said that, listen, he goes, the person that persuaded him to go to Arsenal was Arsene Wenger. And as a lot of people need to remember that sometimes. Wenger gets a lot of criticism, but that's two big signings that we pulled off recently that have both said that the big factor for them signing was Arsene Wenger. Alexis Sanchez said it was Arsene Wenger that, you know, because he's such a great manager and that I decided to sign. And in this case, again, you're hearing the words from Petr Cech saying, listen, Arsene Wenger, great manager, and he persuaded me that, you know, this is the place to be. And what I did like about it is that, you know, Cech is saying, listen, from what I heard from the manager, there's a lot of ambition at the club. They're planning to do big things. So all of that is very encouraging. And as I said, this is a massive, massive signing for Arsenal. I mean, some of the areas where we've had problems in the past, from crosses, for instance, you know, distribution. These are two things that Cech is absolutely incredible at. And it should be a really, really great addition to Arsenal Football Club. It's going to be interesting to see who stays. It does look like it's going to be Wojciech Szczesny. Szczesny yesterday posting on his Facebook page that he's glad that Arsenal have made such an incredible signing and that he's looking forward to learning under Petr Cech. So that would suggest that he's definitely going to be the one that's staying. The player that, of course, we do know is going to be on the way out is probably going to be Ospina, who, as I've said before, is very, very, can count himself very, very unlucky to be the one going. But whatever you think, it's an incredible signing by Arsenal, absolutely incredible, and it's just absolutely amazing. I just can't get over it still that we signed him. I remember at the start of when we started doing these transfer programs, and I was suggesting that Cech would be a signing that could get done. Even a couple of weeks ago, after sort of grilling Ivan Gazidis a bit and sussing out that it was definitely something that Arsenal were working hard to get done, there was a lot of fans saying to me, listen, Robbie, it's not going to happen. It's not going to get done. Well, it's done. It's done. And we've pulled off an amazing deal here in signing Petr Cech. But who's going to be next? Suggestions today that it could be William Carvalho. Carvalho, of course, has been putting in a lot of man-of-the-match performances for Portugal. We've been flying in the under-21s, and he would be a good addition. He's still young, still only 23 years of age, defensive midfielder. That is a position that I do believe we need covering. We do need a player that's just going to sit there and be disciplined in that position. And there are suggestions today that Arsenal are turning their attentions to Carvalho to bring him in and to offer competition to Francis Coquelin. I think it would be a good signing if we were able to get someone like Carvalho in, because Carvalho, I think, being at that sort of age, would be prepared to work hard to try and get into the team, to earn his place into the team, and would be able to learn his trade with Coquelin there, get used to the Premier League. And I think that signing would make a lot of sense if indeed that was the one that Arsenal went for. There was a lot of people saying it was going to be Arturo Vidal. I've been a bit doubtful of this one all along, but we're hearing well, you're hearing two different stories now today. There's still some media outlets that are saying, listen, Arsenal are looking to sign Vidal. Although the BBC, David Ornstein, who's pretty reliable with a lot of these things, came out yesterday and said that Arsenal got no interest at the moment in signing Vidal. And I kind of, you know, think that's true as well, because I just can't see where he would fit in. Don't get me wrong, if we did get him, I would not be unhappy, because he's a brilliant player. Even though he's disciplined, we saw yesterday again in the Copa America, should have been sent off in that semi-final for pushing a player in his face. But he's a world-class performer. But I was just thinking to myself, if a player like Vidal comes, he's going to want to go automatically straight into the first team. Somebody would have to be sacrificed, and who would that player be? But if you get somebody like a Carvalho, for instance, and he's battling it out with Coquelin, I feel that Carvalho won't assume that he's going to walk straight into that position. He's going to have to earn himself into that position, and he'd be great, you know, cover, great player, learning alongside, a great option. So let's wait and see what happens with that one, but certainly Carvalho being linked over Vidal today. Another player who's been linked today, and this will please a lot of Arsenal fans because they've all been going on about him since the start of the summer, and that is Alexander Lacazette. Now, we're being told today that he's been having contract extension talks with Lyon. Those talks have broken down, and Lyon may be willing to sell him for about £21 million, which is a bit of a surprise, because before, all the quotes coming out of Lyon would be, listen, to sign this guy, 30 million, etc., etc. Now, if he is available for about £21 million, this could be the striker that Arsenal could possibly go out there and get, and would offer great competition to Giroud, and also be a different type of player to Olivier Giroud. He's pacey, he's quick, he's tricky, and he scores a lot of goals. And if he is available at that sort of fee, I'd like Arsenal to go out there and take a punt on him. And it would be a punt. Listen, he's had a great season last season, but it's about being able to replicate that in the Premier League. It's not the French league. It's harder to score goals in the Premier League. But if he is available for that sort of price, I see that as a no-brainer. Arsenal should go out there and get that. But we're going to have to wait and see what happens with that, because, as I said beforehand, all the talk is that he was going to stay at Lyon for at least another season, play week in, week out, so that he can try and get himself into the French national team for the Euros that takes place at the end of the season. But as I said, lots of rumours going around today that Lacazette would be open to a move. And if that's so, I'm sure Arsene Wenger could persuade him to come to the Arsenal. Also, another player that's been linked now for these rumours have been going on strong for about a week, and that's Forzio Gulam, left back, plays for Napoli, of Algerian descent. Metro today saying that Arsenal will table a £9 million bid for Gulam. Again, another left back. As I said yesterday, we keep getting linked to all these left backs. We've got two left backs in Gibbs and, of course, in Monreal, but we're getting linked time after time after time to different left backs. And this is well, not the latest one. He's been linked to, as I said, all last week. But I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see on this one. There's definitely something in it, because we're getting linked to all these left backs. So it looks like we could be in the hunt for maybe a play that maybe they're going to shift out and play on the left wing. I don't know. I really don't know. Let's take a look at what you guys have had to say yesterday. Larry Ajay says, Vidal is not coming, face it. And I don't think he's going to come, but we've been proved wrong in the past. Reza says, Cech has officially joined us. Hopefully 2 more signings before the season starts. 1 midfielder, still not giving up on Vidal, he says, and 1 world-class striker. I mean, would you be happy if, say, those 2 signings were, say, Carvalho and Vidal? That would be, would you think to yourself, that's been some excellent business done by Arsenal? You know, if it was, say, Vidal and Lacazette, or Carvalho and Lacazette, would that be great business? That's what I'd like you guys to let me know. Or who should we get? Inner 986 says, anyone thinking this has been a successful transfer window, for Arsenal based on our current signings, aka Cech. So far, it's been a great window because Petr Cech is an absolutely fantastic signing. So far, brilliant, brilliant. Can't complain. Curly Kicker says, what happened to Marco Reus? Before, everyone was linked to him, and now there's not a single rumor about him. I think that's probably because he's already said that he's looking to stay at Borussia Dortmund. Plan B 1215 said, I would love to see Vidal at Arsenal, but he's tied down at Juve to 2017. Plus, if Juve lose Pogba and Pirlo, I'd like to see them pick Pogba instead. Arsenal, I think he's presuming. Pogba will be just an enormous amount of money, and he's going to have the choice of Barcelona, Real Madrid. I'm not sure about if Arsenal would be able to pull that one off, to be honest. Adam Kyles or Killy says, I agree completely with you that what you're saying about needing a strong defence to win titles. Arsenal's lineup next year could be amazing with checking it. Yassine says, we can't let Schneiderlin and Ramos go to Manchester United without a fight. I know it's unrealistic, but if we sign those two players, the Champions League could finally be ours. I'll tell you what, if United do pull off the Sergio Ramos thing, which we're hearing today that Ramos wants to go to United, that'll be an amazing signing. I agree with that guy. Listen, if Ramos is available, I'd go out there and try and make a bid to get him. But we're hearing that if Ramos does leave from Real Madrid, he wants to go to United. But certainly, I do rate Ramos very highly in that defence. And last one here, Mijan Ahmed says, just wanted to ask what's your opinion on Diaby? Because I believe he's a talented player, and that he's had very bad luck with injuries. Will Wenger offer him a contract? I don't know if Wenger will offer him a contract. If they do offer him a contract, it's certainly going to be one of those pay as you play sort of things. So every time you play, then you'll get paid. He's so many injuries. I just can't see where it goes from here unless he's made some recoveries recently. But for me, I don't know. It's a really, I said it a couple of weeks ago when we were sort of doing the feature on him. It's been really, really sad what has happened to him, but I just can't see any way back for Diaby. I'd love him to prove me wrong, but I think we could be seeing that he's on his way out. Thanks for watching Transfer Daily today. We got one done. One has been done. Checkmate. Petr Cech has been done. It's over the line. It's official. He's there. It's on the Arsenal website. It's done. Who is going to be next, and who should we bring in next? That is what I would like to ask you guys. But Petr Cech is done.